Hello, everybody. This is Nick Totero, Professor of Information Technologies and Computer Science, Lakeland Community College, and welcome to ITIS 1360 Cyber Computer Forensics Fall 2024. Welcome aboard. All right, before we go any further, let me clarify some things. This is a multi-modality course. I understand the original modality, how it was originally delivered, was through WSR. That has not changed. The only thing that has changed is that we've made a optional hybrid course out of this. I will be physically in the classroom from 6:30 till whenever, but I will be broadcasting from the classroom through WSR. Now, what that means is, in the multiple modality is real simple. If you want to come to the classroom, fantastic. Welcome aboard. We can talk, we can dialogue, etc. If you can't make it and you still plan to be a WSR, there will be a WSR or a web link, and you can come in. I am not going to make that decision for you. It is completely up to you, but please understand, I will be there. I am not forcing anyone else to be there. And then finally, if you can't make the classroom, understood, and you can't make the WSR, also understood, I'm going to treat you with respect and courtesy, but we'll treat it like an online course. So this is where we're calling it a multimodality. I've been working with the school for a while, and now with the new administration, they seem that they're willing to have the discussion. There's a process they call HiFlex. It's very popular at other schools, and I think it might have a place here at Lakeland. So don't worry if you see it as hybrid. If you want to be a hybrid and you come on campus, fantastic. You want to do WSR, fantastic. If you want to do it online, I also completely understand. So away we go. I think the best thing in this video is to just go up to the course site. This is a welcome video. We're not going to go into great details about the course. We're going to talk about some of the details, obviously, as we go through the course. But let's go up to the website and let's take a look at where we're going for this semester. Alrighty, so here at the course site. Okay, so here we are at the course site. Many of you, I recognize the names. I recognize most of the names. Fantastic. In the outside chance that we have not been a student instructor before, welcome aboard. This is Nick. What you will notice in my courses, you don't see anything initially until you complete the attendance and zero tolerance policy agreement, and we will get to that in a second. But let's just take a look at the course syllabus. Just kind of FYI, I do have an AI policy now. You can use AI, but you would have to cite it, and we'll talk about that throughout the semester if you choose to kind of go down and explore. I actually encourage students to explore AI. You cannot take credit for AI, but if you wish to explore the whole AI process, let's talk. So anyways, let's go to the syllabus. My machine, as you guys know by now, is slow. I'm hoping to get a newer one, but we'll see how that goes. Like everybody else, I have bills too. Anyways, we will meet Wednesdays at 6:30 to at least 7:30. Again, if you want to be on campus, wonderful. If you want to do WSR, wonderful. And if you want to do it online, also wonderful. I think most of you know me by now, but let's go through this. When we give each other our time, we are giving each other the portion of our lives that we can never get back. Let's work together to make this time well spent. Let's not waste time. Let's not have busy work. No, there's going to be a lot of work in this course. If something comes along that you feel is just busy work and you're not understanding why that particular assignment was given, let's talk. Let's discuss it. I've made adjustments, but there should be no busy work. Most of you know me. I just go by Nick. I don't go by doctor or anything like that. Please feel free to call me Nick. If you choose to call me Professor, that's fine. I'm not a big fan of the doctor title, but that's me personally. Best way to get a hold of me is through email. I'm kind of changing things just slightly throughout the work week, Monday through Friday. You guys know very well that I respond to my emails pretty quickly. On the weekends, I begin to slow down a little bit on the email, so don't expect that immediate turnaround. But normally, you're looking at an hour, maybe 2 hours at most of a email turnaround. Office hours, you guys are kind of a little bit in luck. Just the way that my schedule kind of came out, I will pretty much be on campus all day on Wednesdays, and then I'll do some virtual office hours on Monday and Tuesday. But you guys know me. The people who don't know me, I am very flexible with the office hours. Office hours pretty much belong to you. If you need to contact me and you want to stop by my office, I love pop-ins, and that's completely acceptable. If there is something important that you feel that you really absolutely positively want me to be in the office, because again, on Wednesdays, I might be floating around the campus and doing things. I'm not a big fan of appointments. I like the pop-ins better, but if there's something very important that you need to talk to me, let's schedule an appointment, and that will guarantee that I will be in the office at that particular point in time, and that particular point in time will be dedicated towards you. There is my office phone number. I basically keep work hours, 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. The phone goes directly to my cell phone, so I will pick it up after hours, after 5, after 6. I'm not going to pick it up. It'll just roll to voicemail. And the same thing on the weekends, just trying to maintain a little bit of a professional and some private life too. This is new. I won't go into grand detail, but I do have a YouTube channel. All the videos that you see in this course, all the videos you may have seen in other courses have been migrating to YouTube, which means you can watch them at any time. I will also be doing some live streaming. I'm planning, these will strictly be optional. I'm planning to do, I think the first Thursday of the month, 7:30, approximately around 7:30 p.m. I'm gonna do some live streaming where it's just gonna be almost an open forum, open discussion through YouTube, not WebEx, for all my students. So hopefully it could be between 5 and 500. I don't know. I am not an influencer, but I encourage you, if you want to watch the videos through YouTube or you want to see videos from previous courses or videos from future courses, they're going to be up there. And it's a constantly growing video catalog. Not going to go through the course description. That's really up to you. Please read that. You are required to use a textbook. I do believe it does come in an ebook form, but it's also a hard copy form. It's a pretty solid textbook. I've used it for a couple years. I've done some research. Sometimes it's a little hard to find technical textbooks, and I found this one that I'm kind of happy with. But I do often go out and look for better ones. So this is our current textbook. It is a required textbook. Course distribution, for those who have me in previous courses, I've changed my grading, how it's physically done. I used to do this thing weighted, and it was very difficult for students to figure out where they were at a given time. So over the summer, I did some quite extensive work. It was harder than I thought, to basically convert everything over to points. So something like there's 14 exams. Each exam is worth 75 points, and that's the total point. So at any given point, you can see your total points up to that date and that. So it should be a little bit easier to understand the grading now. That was a lot harder than I thought. Anyways, here is the AI policy. You can watch the video that is associated with it. Here is the school's policies, college policies, etc. I do want to touch base real quickly about the school, and you're going to hear me say this throughout the semester. Yes, we have a new administration. Yes, there's some bad press about Lakeland, but Lakeland is very solid, and we are still very, very committed to the students. The cybersecurity program is one of the fastest growing programs on campus. So it is a very solid program. And if you have any concerns about Lakeland's, its sustainability, the ITIS department, the forensics, the cybersecurity, hey, let's talk. We'll have that discussion. Anyways, not going to go through the entire schedule, but I think most of you know me by now that I take my schedules very serious. I treat you as professionals, and I've said this for many years. If your boss says they want a project Friday at noon, you cannot call them up Friday 11:30 and say, hey, the cat drove the car through the garage. I can't be in work. No, you have to meet those particular deadlines. And in the video about the attendance and zero tolerance policy, I go through a little bit more detail. If you look, most of the assignments are due on Friday, and that opens it up to take that section or mod exam on the Saturday. Now, I know a lot of people, I hear this all the time, Nick, the only day I can do my work is Saturday. Well, then your first week is going to be very busy. I'm not being cold about that, but try not to get into that. The only day I can do my work is. What I mean though is, let's be serious, if the only day you can really do your work, your first week is going to be busy. After you get all the assignments done for the first week, after you've taken your first exam in the first week, start the second week on that Saturday. Get it rolling. So now you can work forward on that. And we can obviously talk about that. But most of the assignments are due on the Fridays, and then the exam for that particular module will be due on the Saturday. Now let's see the course content. And basically, the course content does require the taking the attendance and zero tolerance policy. Please watch that video. I'm going to go through this real quickly so I just get the content material. I'm going to agree. I'm going to agree. And I'm going to agree. Just kind of FYI here, I am required by federal law to take attendance one time, and that has to do by the second week of the semester. That has to do with financial aid and the federals. Even if you are not taking any financial aid, I still have to report that attendance. Your attendance is recorded as attended, yes, you attended, by the completion of this policy. Once you do this, the course content will pop up. Couple things right off the bat. You're going to see the WebEx lecture link. You should be getting emails associated with that. We do use the NDG server. I will be sending you an email about that. I will tell you, all of you have used the NDG server before. Fantastic. I did have to reset the password. That's a normal practice. And what I will do is I will send out the generic password. And the first time you log in, you will have to reset your password again. It's just, it's a long drawn out reason why we do this. It has to do with the NDG server is not really tied in with everything else. It's its own standalone secured environment. So every semester, Tony and I, Dr. Slabicki and I basically reset passwords, and we make the students reset the passwords. This course is going to be a little different in the fact that we're going to be talking about tools, certain forensics tools, probably the big one be Topsy, hash calculators and things like that. And I do have all the tools, or the vast majority of tools. I have separate links to them, so if you ever want to play with them on your own, they will obviously be available through the NDG server, etc. There is and I don't want to go down and talk about it in this video, there is a very big project that is associated with this course. We will talk about that Wednesday night and other things, but we're going to talk about through the entire semester. But it's a big project where basically you're going to do a forensics analysis on a thumb drive, right? Or at least on the image of a thumb drive. If you go to the course site every week, we're not going to go through the entire course site. There's typically 4 sections. The first section is just a general understanding, where to begin, a preparatory video that has nothing to do, and it's not a content video with forensics. It is just a how to become a better student, or my understandings and your understandings, where I'm trying to give you videos and insights of what may be working in the background. And for example, the first video I'd like you to watch is something called Nobody's Born with This Knowledge. All right, nobody comes into this world with this knowledge, and I kind of go through that in a particular video. Where we get into content is basically the content reading. Because I use a paper book, this does not link to an ebook. The publisher, maybe someday down the road, I'll go to an ebook, but there's no link to an ebook because students do get either the paper or the electronic. So this is just kind of a reminder saying, okay, this is what you need to read. It does not link. Please understand that it does not link to anything. It just says non-electric version, read the first chapter, and away we go. I know that may sound a little confusing. You then get into homework assignments. For the first week, you will have 2 homework assignments. One is an introduce yourself video. Grab your iPhone or grab your phone and take a 15-second, 30-second video of yourself introducing yourself. And I'm going to put that on our course site. Please understand, those videos, your videos will never go to YouTube. All right. My videos, all my lesson videos are up on YouTube, but your personal introduction video is only on this course site. It doesn't go anywhere else except this course site. And again, it allows me to put a name to a face. It allows you to put a name to a face if you recognize certain people. And then there is the NDG lab. In the NDG lab, we have our obviously the submission. We have the actual lab assignment, and then there are some videos. So if you want to watch me doing some NDG videos, again, probably you guys are well aware of this given procedure. And then depending on the week, and most weeks will have this, you will have a quiz and an exam. Week 1 does not have any quiz and exam because we just have too much to talk about, just kind of getting ready. With the exception, I do use the lockdown browser. The lockdown browser is used by thousands of professors all over the country. I know many faculty at Lakeland use it. So I did create a lockdown browser practice test. Please practice the lockdown browser before you take a live test. Typically in a semester, I'll hit 1 or 2 students that may have a problem with the lockdown browser, but it's a tried and true technology. Where we get into little issues with the lockdown browser is just that people didn't practice it or never used it before. So you have a little practice test that has no bearing on the course. It's just more about getting you ready with the lockdown browser. So let's wrap some things up. There's a couple courses I really enjoy teaching. This is one of them. This is one of those kind of those aha courses where we get into tools. Sometimes we do get lost in the weeds when you start doing, when you have to look at hex calculators and actually looking into underneath the codes and some things where you're actually looking at bits and bytes. But to me, I think it's fairly interesting. A couple years ago, last year actually, we coordinated with the criminal justice people. Now, you guys don't work directly with the criminal justice people, but basically the assignment that you guys will do, the USB thing, I give them, not from you, but I give them a report of what that is. So it's kind of a sharing of information because it's such a big product. They need it from me by late September, but that has no bearing for you. You do it on your own. But they would get a report that somebody would create, a sample report that you would create. I think it's a very interesting, or I think it's a very interesting assignment. So again, it's one of those courses I just really like teaching. It's just a fun course to do. I hope you enjoy it. We're going to be talking a lot, I think, and also with this semester going down the approach of it being a high flex where there's different modalities completely up to the student. I mean, we're doing some really cutting edge, fun things that can positively affect semesters to come. So with that being said, let's go learn something.